Time to talk to the head coach of the New England Patriots, Jerod Mayo, brought to you this week by Northeast Men's Health, the experts in treating men's sexual health with 5 New England offices, or at northeastmenshealth.com. And Jerod Mayo is also brought to you by Hellman's Mayo. And would you like, if I can get it from the Hellman's people, would you like a year's supply of mayo, Jerod?
That would be great. What is your number one condiment?
Number one, that's tough. Ketchup is always going to be number one, but mayonnaise is a close second.
I can't stand ketchup. I would go mustard.
Oh, you know what? No, Mike's Hot Honey.
Oh,
Mike's
so
Hot
good.
Honey. Okay. Yeah. All right.
It is good.
Well, I know you guys got back late. Appreciate you getting up this morning. We're on to the regular season. I wanted to ask you from a head coach view. Are you used to it now, in game wise, and are you ready for prime time?
The operation from a communication standpoint and sub and operational standpoint, I think we're all on the same page. The regular season might be different. Every game is its own game within itself, so I'm sure some things will pop up throughout the season, but I feel pretty confident about the way the operation is going.
Jerod, it looks like, just based off of preseason and what we see and what we're hearing, that Drake Maye has outperformed Jacoby Brissett. Why is it that it seems like Jacoby Brissett is still the starting quarterback or quarterback QB1?
I would say, it's a combination of, Drake becoming more comfortable and, he's climbing the ranks, and Jacoby having a better overall command of the operation. But who knows? It may change. And, we said it all along. We got 1A and 1B. It's a competition, and that's definitely a huge conversation here over the next couple of days of how we want to approach it. I would say, we came into the preseason with a plan for Drake. He's a number 3 overall pick, so the expectations and things like that are high, and the pressure from the outside, from the fans, and from the media will be to put Drake in. But after speaking with AVP and Elliott, we still feel confident about the plan we have for Drake. Now, in saying that, he's played very well, and we'll see how it looks here over the next couple of days.
You mentioned the plan last week with us. Can I just ask, what was that plan? When you say the plan, what was that?
It was a developmental plan. The reason that, we were excited to get Jacoby here, he had a good understanding of the offense, and, he's a great leader, great mentor. He could mentor a guy like Drake and also, teach him some of the playbook, some of the reads and things like that. And, for us, we've all seen the horror stories of sometimes rookie quarterbacks just, getting thrown to the wolves and they fall apart, and we didn't want that to happen. Now, I'm not saying that would happen with Drake at all, because he is a mentally tough person and he shows great resilience and control of the ball. But the plan, look, I'm not going to get too in depth with the plan, but just know that, his development to this point has worked out the way that we anticipated.
Well, I know you guys have talked about a plan, and you've kind of been pretty open. The only thing that's kind of confused me a little bit is, it might have been last week, where Alex Van Pelt was asked about Jacoby Brissett and Drake Maye, and he kind of said Jacoby Brissett was the starter. So I guess maybe you always talk about plans can change. When will we get the official starter for week 1? I know you said it would probably be sometime today.
I don't want you to be confused, first of all.
Yes.
I would say
it actually happens. It happens rather frequently, yes. Coach.
Explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old.
Well, let me clear it up. After much thought, after the cuts, I would rather personally announce who the starting quarterback is to the team before I announce it to everyone else. We've maintained our stance that Jacoby was QB1, and early on, you could see that there was a huge gap between 1A and 1B, or I would say 2. But now that gap has definitely shrunk here over the last few weeks.
Jerod, when it comes to the bottom line, when it comes
Hold
to
on, Wiggy. We good on that one? Okay, I want to make sure. I want to clear it up.
I think
If you got a follow-up, fire away.
Wiggy's confused because we all sort of are a little bit, because last night you were not able to say that even if Jacoby Brissett were hurt, that Drake Maye would be your number 2, essentially.
Yeah, look, let's talk about the injury first. I don't know. Jacoby may come in here today. We got in at 4 o'clock in the morning. He may come in today saying, his shoulder is no good, or so I'm not going to get too far down the road on if Jacoby could play or couldn't play. What I will say is that this is a true competition. It wasn't fluff or anything like that. It's a true competition, and I would say at this current point, Drake has outplayed Jacoby. Now I'm saying that we have to take in the full body of work, going all the way back to the spring and the beginning of training camp, and we'll see where we end up. But those are the conversations that will happen here over the next couple of days.
I said something a few moments ago that some believe I would not say to your face when you're on this show. I'm going to say it right now because we're not.
I'm a nice guy.
We're not in the same room, so I'm not afraid. I will be afraid later. But
you shouldn't be.
To this fan's naked eye, this O-line stinks. Is that a factor when it comes to this? Like, you don't want a guy to go in there like Drake Maye, who you may not have the optimum O-line for him right now.
I would say you always want to support a rookie quarterback, no matter who it is, with a great O-line and receivers that can catch the ball and make things right and run and make big plays, all those things. Right now, the O-line is continuing to try to gel. Pre-snap penalties aside, I thought they did some good things last night as well, especially in the run game. But, to your point, you want those guys, you want the quarterback to feel comfortable back there no matter who it is. It could be Brady back there, or it could be Drake Maye. I don't know, but you want those guys to be comfortable behind the offensive line. And we still have some time, and I understand the season is really, a couple weeks away. But we still have some time for the quarterbacks to build that trust in the offensive line, and also the coaching staff and the players. That's one of those positions, offensive line as a whole, where, it's not always like putting the best person at an individual spot. It's about what combination of guys, and I think I've said this before, what combination of guys give us the best chance to win football games. Now, in saying that, when you ask me like what success looks like, is that we just get better each and every week, and that we're trending in the right way. We should be a better football team, in October than we are in September, or November than we are in October. And that's the plan. And if we do that, and we're playing good football at the end of the year, and the O-line and really everyone, defensively, offensively, and special teams, that we're playing great complementary football and that we're winning football games. So that's really the North Star in the way that I should say we think about it.
As an organization, do you wish you had done more to address the O-line in the offseason?
We felt like we signed the best O-lineman in free agency, and Big Mike. All right, that's number one. Now, his versatility, whether it's guard or tackle, that's another conversation. But we did address the O-line. I would also say, looking out the front windshield, that we have an opportunity to improve our team through the waiver wire. And we're in a very unique situation right now where we're third on the waiver wire, and there'll be some good players that get released from their team. And we're going to try to take advantage of that. And like I said, the starting guard or the starting tackle may not be on our team today, but we'll see here over the next couple of days what we're able to pick up.
Jerod, I do think that a lot of people are just going back and forth on wondering if you guys keeping Drake Maye from being the starter is more so you feel like Jacoby could win you guys more games, or if it's you don't want Drake Maye to get hurt. Can you clarify on, as a head coach, where you stand on that?
Yeah, I can. Look, you can't take insurance out on players, and this is coming from a guy who was on IR 3 times. So you can't take insurance out on players. And look, once Drake is ready to go, or however we kind of evaluate the quarterback position, he'll go out there and play. We can't sit here and say, well, the O-line this, the O-line that. If Drake is the better player, if Drake wins the competition, he'll be the starting quarterback. And once again, we have to go back. This is the hard part. We have to go back and look at the total body of work to see what that looks like going forward.
It does, from the outside looking in, look like he's pretty confident out there. Even last night when his shoe fell off, he didn't miss a beat. He didn't pick one target to just go at over and over again. He didn't discriminate when it came to his receivers. He seemed confident out there.
No, I totally agree with you. And he's going through his reads and progressions, and every day he's gotten better. And I'm proud of him really for the way that it's a testament to his work ethic and just wanting to get better. And I hope it continues.
Well, maybe you can clear this up from your perspective because
there's so much confusion. There's so much confusion.
A lot of confusion, Jerod. A lot of confusion, and there's
a lot of smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors too, but
it's not helping that it's Monday either. It's always harder on a Monday. And what time did you guys get back? Like 3 last night?
Yeah, we got back to the stadium around 4 in the morning. But I'm on the radio with you guys. Thanks, Hellmans.
Yeah, Hellmans. When it comes to issues that Drake may have had last night when it came to the snap or prior preseason game, you put those more on the quarterback, the center, the operation, like.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation today about it. But look, it's always two people. Anytime the snap is on the ground, it's the center and the quarterback, or the center or the quarterback, and those are things that fundamentally frustrate you, and fundamentally we just have to get right. There were too many times last night that we were just going backwards, whether it's a bad snap or whether it's a pre-snap penalty. And we have to clean that up if we want to have a chance to win football games. And, we've always said, the saying around here has always been, you can't win until you keep from losing. And last night was one of those instances where we just couldn't get out of our own way, over 150 yards of penalties, and really the penalties were being called on both sides of the ball. And one thing I would say is we always operate under, let's do business as business is being done. And we failed to do that last night. And it's my job ultimately to make sure that we have a disciplined football team out there that is fundamentally sound and doesn't have those pre-snap type of things.
All right. Speaking of Hellmans, time now for the Hellmans Mayo question of the week. Which rookie's progress so far this season has impressed you the most, Coach?
I guess the easy answer would be Drake Maye, but I'm going to go with Polk. I'm going to go with Peasy because I think he has the chance to be a very good football player and has natural leadership instincts, and he's been a very impressive guy thus far.
Jerod,
real quick, who are the leaders on this team? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming David Andrews, but when it comes to leaders, who's standing out so far?
Yeah, one thing I would say is that's for the players to decide, and I believe that the leaders, the captains, should be voted on by their peers. I know who's in my mind is, are great leaders on the team, but that's for the team to decide, and we'll see going forward.
Jerod, one thing I don't subscribe to, that some people might have around here is, first year head coach, all the coaching staff is new. You talked about pre-snap penalties, and a lot of the times, at least from my playing experience, pre-snap penalties is about guys focusing in and locking in and understanding what's going on. What do you see? You talked about it a little bit. What do you think is leading to some of those pre-snap penalties that maybe, because you talked about telling them over and over and over, and the referees made mentions about certain things. What do you think has been a factor into that? Just maybe the players not focusing in enough?
Yeah, when you hit it on the head, that's what it is. It's about maintaining focus. The average time of a play is 5 seconds, right? And so I tell the guys all the time, all I need is 5 seconds of concentration and extreme focus 60 to 70 times a game, and we'll be okay. But it was our first road game, and, I would say there were definitely some hiccups, and we just can't afford to do that here going forward. But you're right, it's about focus.
So, Jerod, what's your day like today when you look at watching film from last night, making sure that Jacoby Brissett is taken care of, figuring out his injury, and then picking a starting quarterback by tonight?
Yeah, we'll have an injury meeting here in a few hours, to see how we came out of the game. I would say we'll have conversations about every position. We'll have conversations about, the away game operation. We'll have conversations about all that. And it's a very difficult time, I would say, here over the next couple of days because, we have to release players. And, I know the practice squad is a little bit bigger now, but the team will not look the same that it did last night, and that's the tough part of the business. But I think the guys recognize that. But that's what we're going to be doing here over the next couple of days. And then I'm going to call in on Wednesday, and I'm going to tell you guys who the starting quarterback is.
Ooh.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
No,
What time?
no, I'm just playing.
Oh.
That would be a nice thing to do for us, ratings-wise. I mean, probably get us off on the right foot.
Now, are we on the wrong foot?
No, not at all, Coach.
I would just love to.
I mean, Wiggy has issues with you, but you guys can settle that. I mean,
Yeah, we'll be able to sit down and chop it up. They're not personal. It's all.
I'm always I'm not running away from any type of conversation or anything. I'm always available, for you guys to talk to. And one thing I would say is it's about clarification. And you guys said multiple times, this morning that you're a little confused here, a little confused there, which is fine. And I would say I try to be as transparent as possible with the fans and with the media to a certain extent. And like I said last night, while still maintaining the ability to change my mind. And ultimately the decisions in football run through me. And, I have to do a better job as well. So, I'm still learning as well.
I would just love to sit in on one of the Monday morning meetings afterwards where he watches film, where you guys watch film, because you know how those were obviously with Bill. I would hope they're not as embarrassing to the players. I would just love to sit in. That's it.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, look, just come in after a win. It'll be good.
Well, any update before you go on Cole Strange? We were talking about him earlier.
No update. No update right now. He's in here rehabbing every day, and we'll see where it goes.
All right.
I feel a little better now.
Right.
Like
you feel better?
I'm not
All
as confused no more as I was, but usually I think like a 4-year-old.
Shoot me a text if you have any more questions. I can clear up. All right, guys. Take care.
I will say this: he used to get very anxious about texting Bill. He does
Yes.
not. He does not feel the same way about you, Jerod. So that's a good thing.
Fantastic.
All right. Thanks.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All
Take
right.
care.
That is Jerod Mayo on a Patriots Monday, brought to you by Cross Insurance. Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
Doesn't it make you seem like, based on hearing that,
Make me feel like?
yeah, make you feel like, I'm sorry, that he was willing to say Drake Maye has outplayed Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah,
Like,
he has said that.
so
Yes.
that would make me lean towards May starting week 1.
But I think nugget-wise, he went back to the O-line and the concern about Drake Maye getting hurt. Did he not?
A
Yeah,
little
but that
bit.
was like you can't take out insurance on
Yes.
a player.
Yeah, like, and then he
Yeah,
was
but then he said, you make a great point when it comes to the O-line.
but then he goes, but you can't take out insurance. And he goes, if Drake Maye shows that he's the better quarterback week 1, regardless what the O-line looks like, he's going to stop.
Yeah.
He also, it seems like he felt like they did do what they needed to do when it comes to the offensive line. Like, he pushed back on that.
They said that we went after the best free agents that we thought were out there.
But that they'll also be looking at the waiver wire coming up here for any guys that get cut.
Immediately.
Yes, I think he is
That's-
eager to see what the
Right.
cuts look like.
Yeah.
I like the Jalen Polk thing, though.
Yeah.
That was kind of something we talked a little bit about. Maybe the receiving core has given them a little sense of reassurance that maybe it might be more about getting, even trading for potentially an offensive lineman out there that could help them at left tackle.
He's a couple text messages. He really is a great interview.